The world of MP5s and MP5 clones. It's a big world. There are a lot of clones out there on the market, and MP5s are no stranger to the Firearm Freedom channel. Today, though, we are going to be specifically talking about the HK SP5 and why I think if you are going to go with an MP5 variation, this is probably the only one you're going to want to go with. Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. If you don't know me, my name's Joe. It's nice to meet you. Thank you for stopping by to this somewhat rant, somewhat tabletop review. Now, although, yes, there are some structural differences, we'll say, with the HK SP5 and maybe technical details about how they do the welds slightly differently and quality control and all of these very minute details. A lot of videos are out there about this gun compared to other guns, but today I want to talk to you about my personal experience with the gun and how many other MP5 clones I have owned over the years and still own today, and why still to this day, the only thing that rings true is that if you want a roller-delayed 9mm MP5 experience and you want to be 100% certain that your Lima Beans out the door are going to work, it's going to be a successful acquire, the SP5 is still the only MP5 variation I recommend without a doubt. I saw on my home feed that somebody else just did a video comparing the SP5 to Turkish clones. I don't know how this stuff works, okay, but rest assured the ideas that I come up with on this channel are organic, and all of the range footage for this video was filmed like over a month and a half ago. So, unfortunately, the gun industry is big but very, very small at the same time, and a lot of people come up with great ideas. So rest assured, I'm not trying to copy anybody or anything like that. It just so happened that other people drop videos about this exactly when I am dropping videos. There was no planning or anything like that, but I'm not gonna not do it. I have owned PTRs, which some of you new followers to the channel have never seen the PTR saga. But I've owned PTRs. I still own a PTR. I own a few Century imports from Turkey MP5 variations. So I have a few flavorings of Turkish variations. And then I also have converted Turkish variations with the SD conversion. So that's a little bit US and then also a little bit into the Turkish realm. Now, what I always tell people about Turkish MP5 variations is that it should, in theory, work really, really well. My AP5 SD has been stellar. I've had absolutely zero issues or zero complaints with that gun as far as reliability. It was not a cheap Turkish MP5. Now, my AP5P, the MP5K variation, that as well, I had zero issues. But that brings us into the immediate exact idea that I'm trying to get across, is that that AP5P I got from a friend that I knew it was 100% reliable. I remember working at the gun shop for the past decade, and I can't tell you how many times I had customers coming in or calling in saying that their AP5P had issues. They had to send it back to Century for warranty repair. Thus leads us to the quality control issues. Now, I was lucky enough to work at a gun shop where we were a select HK dealer. In fact, the amount of SP5s that we transferred through that shop ranked top in almost, at the very least, all of central Pennsylvania, but almost on the East Coast. We were absolutely one of the largest dealers of SP5s and SP5Ks. And what I think is so fascinating is that out of all the years of me pushing out the SP5s and the SP5Ks, I was yet to, I think maybe it was one customer over all those years that had possible issues with their SP5K, and I don't even know that it ended up being issues with the gun. So I'm just saying that out of all the times I was slinging these things, I had zero reliability issues with any any MP5 clone other than, say, a Dakota Tactical, which is about as close as you're going to get to an actual H&K. I have had first-hand experience with about let's give it like, let's say a 60-40, okay, of the gun working really well or not working at all. Now, that leads us into our next problem, which is the fact that these guns, if something is off in them, it is not an AR. This is not easy to swap out a barrel quick. Can you swap out a barrel? Yes, but it includes drilling and removing welds and rivets and things. It's not an easy process. Then the barrel needs to be pressed in, head spaced, all those other things. This is it's very similar to the AK world, okay, where a US-made AK could work really, really well, could not. It's a relatively simple, straightforward gun to put together, but somehow we can't seem to really get it right. And that is absolutely my experience with a German-made roller lock gun. Yes, the fit and finish is superb. Everything is excellent. I'm not discounting that at all, but I am in particular talking about reliability here. And here's the problem. With any of the Turkish clones, right, you're still into it like above 1,000 Lima Beans, okay? And the SP5s, you're absolutely into it almost double that Lima Bean harvest price. But again, it comes down to the reliability factor of this gun in particular. Are you looking for a roller lock gun for, say, defense or something like that? Then I personally would save up a little bit more beans and go with the SP5. I have zero affiliations with H&K. I own this gun and paid every single Lima Bean of that, and I own the other Turkish variations and have zero affiliations with those companies as well. What I'm telling you again is, if you want a gun where you don't want to mess around, you just want it to work, the HK SP5 is the only way to go, in my opinion. That also includes suppressed. Now, when it comes to a company like PTR, that gun for me was an absolute nightmare. Now, I will absolutely say that was way early on in PTR's more modern life, where they just started making that MP5 clone. So maybe there was some major changes that have happened since then. But with that being said, it still had major issues. So in my own personal collection of MP5 roller lock guns, I have 1 out of the 4 that had major catastrophic issues. Roller bumps in a 9mm roller delayed gun. That is not an easy feat. Okay, so in my own sample size, 1 out of the 4 major issue. My H&K, thousands of rounds through this gun, 0 issues. Now, again, to give some credit to the Turkish variations, that Turkish option that I have and the other Turkish option I have has thousands and thousands of rounds through it without issue. However, if you get a Turkish gun or a PTR or another gun, they are not cheap to diagnose and fix. And that leads us to another point with a bad MP5 clone, my PTR as an example. If you have a bad MP5 clone, I am now into that gun roughly, actually, almost identical or more of a price than the HK SP5. And that was my biggest eye-opener, my biggest, we'll say, deal breaker on why I ended up going with the HK SP5, is because I learned the lesson the hard way. I put almost an identical amount of money into that PTR that I could have 100% just from the get went with the HK SP5. But if you stayed until now and you like guns like this, random whatever guns, over on this side of your screen here is going to be a playlist of a bunch of weird and random guns on this channel that are not standard ARs or standard AKs. You guys are really going to like that. And then also, you stayed until now, man, we might be vibing it out a little bit. So this button over here is for you. You know what to do. Don't do it out of pity. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.